Hello, Shanai. Hello, Shanai. Hello, Dlava.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, guy, you are driving. Ndlavu. Ndlavu, are you on your way somewhere? Shania, are you connecting? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm connected, but like there's a sound in the background I don't understand.
I also don't get it because it's from the machine itself. It's not from me.
Okay.
Is it from your machine or what?
It's not for me either,
You know
but
what?
it's
I'm
quite
trying to connect to YouTube as well, and it seems like the network is very slow. Oh. Shania, how did you get your invitation?
it was sent in the ICT WhatsApp group. That's where I got the link just now.
Okay. Okay, no, thank you. Okay. Guys, you have joined a group where there are my students. Please don't disturb this. If you are not in my class, please remove yourself from this group. Thank you. It's a plea. If you are not in any of my groups, please make sure that you are out of this group by tonight. Shania, do you belong to any of my group? Which group are you?
Uh, Not sure, but I attended on Friday, I think.
Pilisiwe,
Girl, you're
yo.
making noise. Yo,
Pilisiwe Ziyaduma behind you. Pilisiwe, sound behind you.
Okay, ma'am, I'm closing the door.
Shania, is your computer on?
yeah, my
Not
computer.
yet, ma'am. Do me.
Yes, I need you to start your Excel. Pilisiwe the same.
Okay.
Pili, you need to start your Excel.
Okay, please give me a second, ma'am. Tumaiko. Ma. Okay.
My Excel is opening right now.
Okay, I have opened the Excel.
Okay. Now we're going to start with Excel lesson 2.
I have just opened the Excel, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. The sound. Oh, Shanai, it seems like you and I are making a terrible sound.
I'm not even moving. I was trying the
Yo.
earphones. I think it's the app itself, like it has echoes. I think that's the problem.
Welcome, Angie.
Hey, ma'am, how are you?
Good, and you, Angie?
I'm
Angie,
doing
we start
great.
with Excel lesson 2 today. Please start your Excel.
Okay.
Hakaki. Welcome, Hakaki. Hakaki. Welcome, Hakaki. Afi, welcome. The sound. Welcome.
Hi, ma'am. Okay, I'm starting now. Let's just look at the Excel book. It's better now, ne? Yes.
Yes. I was streaming on both YouTube and this. Okay, but this must be live on YouTube now.
So we can go to YouTube.
Yes, you can go to YouTube, but anyway, I'll share it on YouTube after this.
Okay.
I think the reason it was making noise is because I am talking and he's also talking on YouTube as well because I've opened 2 channels. So let's look at Excel. Now your Excel sheet, I see most of you are new today. Your Excel sheet consists of columns labeled A, B, C, D, as you can see, and your rows are also numbered 1, 2, 3, up to infinity. And then at an intersection of a column and a row, you get what you call a cell. And each cell is an addressable point on a spreadsheet, right? And as you can see at the bottom of a sheet, your sheets are labeled sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You see that at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. And then now renaming your sheet, you just go to the name of the sheet. And let's rename this one to test calculations. Can you do that? You just click on the name and change the name. Let's change sheet 1 to test calculation. Can you do it?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now we are still looking at the home tab. Cut, copy, paste, you are all familiar with, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the font group you are all familiar with from your Word, all right? Now we're going to look at
Yes.
the alignment group. At the alignment group, we still align left, center, and right align, right? But check this.
If you change the row height, like in the table, and we type in this, I'm going to name my heading test calculator. Okay, let me change its font. Guys, you don't need to hesitate to ask questions. That's the reason we went live. Okay, now check. I'm going to combine cell A1, cell B1, cell C1, D1, and E1 and make them one. By doing that, you're going to merge them. Okay, so merging your cells, we shift the arrow key to the right up to column E, right? And then here at the alignment group, we select merge and center. Do you see merge and center? I'm pointing at it now. Do you see it? So I click on it. Then my cells are merged and they are centered as well. Do you see that? But the minute I also increase my cell height, check, changing the cell height. Do you see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm doing? To change the cell height, I point between the row labels 1 and 2. And check, my point is a white cross on your Excel sheet, right? But the minute I point between the row labels, it turns to a black double-headed arrow. Do you see that? Now with this cross, if I hold down my mouse and I click and I drag, my cell height is changed. Do you see that? And when the cell height changes, you see that your test calculator, your heading there, it's bottom aligned. Do you notice that? It's bottom aligned. Check, I'm going to make it bigger. You see the test calculator is bottom aligned. Do you see that?
Yes.
So now to change the alignment, we go to middle align. There changes my alignment. Okay. Here I just need to increase the font. I'm going to type test 1. Now check. The minute I point towards the bottom right corner, my pointer as a white cross, when I move the bottom right corner of the active cell, it turns to a thin hair black cross. Do you notice that?
I'm lost.
Now then the black thin hair black cross, we call it a fill handle. Now using the mouse, I click and I drag it towards the right. Check, I get test 2, test 3. But now my test 1 is not fitting in this cell. My test 2 is not fitting in this cell. So we use what we call auto fit. So we go to format, towards the right on your ribbon, and I go to auto fit column width. Then it looks like this. But another way of auto fitting, if I point between the column labels C and D and I double click, it also auto fits. That's another way of auto fitting. Did you get auto fit? Pilisiwe, I see you knocking your
Sorry,
head.
ma'am.
Did you get auto fit?
No, I haven't got it.
I have a
Did you
problem.
start? What's your problem?
Can you start from scratch? Cause
Okay,
wow.
now I got lost when you last when you
When I change the
When you
height of the
merge.
cell. Hmm?
Yes.
When I
Yes,
merge.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
But
I feel like you're moving too fast.
okay, I'll be slow now. On your computer, I need you to type in cell A1. Go to cell A1 and identify cell A1 on your sheet. Can you?
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Meaning cell A1 is this, but mine is merged. I have to unmerge. This is
Okay.
cell A1. Ne, do you have a cell A1?
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Do you have the
Yes,
label
ma'am.
test calculator in cell A1? Type the label test calculator
Yes,
in cell
ma'am.
A1. You have it.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Pili,
Yes. Yes, I do have it, ma'am.
Afi,
Yes,
Afi.
ma'am.
Okay. Now let's select cell A1, cell B1, cell C1, D1, and E1 together. So it's shift key, the arrow key to the right. They are all selected. Okay, A1, B1, C1, D1, and E1.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes, I
Uh-huh.
got it.
Yes. And then after selecting all of them, then you merge. Merge and center. You have it.
Yes.
Now, okay. Now, this time we need to have at least 5 students in our class. So I'm going to type Pilisi where that's my first student. I have Afi in my class. Who else is here? Oh, King just joined us. King, you're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Consultant is also here.
That bacon is on milk.
Okay, you are all here. Okay, Susan just joined. Hello, Susan. Susan, you need to start Excel. Hello,
Excel.
Susan. Hello, consultant. You need to start
Hello.
Excel. Hello, yes, start your Excel.
Hi, Paul.
Are you joining us with the phone or with your computer?
With my phone.
So you don't have your computer in front of you.
No, he's not here, ma'am. I don't have.
Okay, you'll watch us, it's fine. Consultant, is your computer on? Did you get merge and center, guys? Must I redo merge and center?
We got it, ma'am.
You got it. Felicia, were you okay?
I got it, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you. Now, do you
Yes,
have
I'm
now
okay,
test
ma'am.
1, test 2, test 3, and at least 5 students on your list? Do you have your 5 students?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we assume student 1, Pilisiwe for test 1. Wait, Pilisiwe got 95. Ne. And Afi will give you an 80 for test 1.
92.
Consultant, we give you a 90. Assume you've got good students in this class. 85, 60.
100.
I don't know, Susan, why. Susan doesn't have a computer today. She doesn't have a computer today. She got a 60. Okay, the following test. Susan needs to write exam.
Oh.
And she says, I only have a phone, ma'am. I don't have a computer. Then I give her a 0 for test 2. And for test 3, she finds a laptop. Then she gets a 50. We'll give her a final mark. King, is your computer on?
Yeah, it is, ma'am.
And what's your strength with Excel?
I know most of the stuff.
You know he knows most of the stuff. He gets a 90 for most of the stuff he knows. Okay? Consultant, you are okay with Excel? Consultant, what do you say? Let's give consultant 100. And Afi, you get a 75.
I excel in it.
Philip, you get 100. Okay, but in test 3, most of you say the connection was poor. I couldn't submit my test. Then she gets a 0. Afi says, ma'am, the last minute the network went off. I didn't see that. I give her a 0. Consultant writes, he gets 100. But King, he misses my class. He decided not to be there when I have class writing. So now we're going to calculate their final mark. Now the final mark is average. If you look at my banners as they scroll, we're going to look at Excel functions, sum, average, mean, and max. Okay? So the first function here is to get the average of the 3 tests. If that's how we calculate the final mark. That's how we calculate the final mark. That's how we're going to do it.
Tell Afla to stop calling me.
Go to man. Go to man. Please take her with you. I'm busy. Norma is here. Norma is here. I'm sorry about that, guys. Now we want to calculate the final mark. We are either going to use the function average. We are either going to use the function average. We are going to use the function mean. We are going to use the function max. Okay. Now for this one, we use average. Now calculating average. Check. I'm going to the auto sum. Do you see the auto sum? Please tell me if you're not seeing this.
Yes, we do.
Shimi, I'm on recording YouTube and live. Please.
Hello. Nou tjenana ho na le ntho.
Come sit down.
Mara le tsona tse ntse di le sharp ke tla o sendela price tsa tse teng nou tjena hobane tse of stock.
You must be quiet. One students. Don't cry. Look. Students are in class. Don't cry. Don't cry when you teach. Don't cry when you teach. V, just hello, okay. Hello.
Okay, what's alarm mama? Yeah, bona se something.
It's on. Make sure that your switch is on, guys. Okay, now I'm going to calculate average again. Did you see how I calculated average for final mark here? Did you see it or not? If you didn't see it, I'm going to redo it. Watch. King, how will you calculate average here?
No. We didn't see.
Average
How will you calculate average?
auto sum.
King.
I would go to auto sum. Ma'am, I would go to auto sum, then select the rows for the marks. Then it will say B3 to B8. Then I click enter.
Yes, very correct. That's why I already gave you 100% for Excel. King. That's how we do it. But another way of doing it, using the formula, check. We will go to equal sign. Then we open the brackets. Ne? We select test 1. Then we plus it. But now note, when I select the value of test 1, do you see Excel automatically types B3? Do you notice that? Yes. And then I add it to test 2. Check. Test 2, I don't type test 2 mark, which is 100, but I select where test 2 is. Do you see that? Then it types it types C3. Then I add C3 to test 3, which is in cell D3. Do you see it? Remember, we add all of them and we divide them by the number. Do you still remember that formula? So we divide them by 3. That still gives us average, isn't it? Do you still remember that one? And then now, to calculate for the rest, check. I don't calculate each and every one. After getting the result, I go to the first result and I copy and I go down there. And then now I'm going to 0. Check, I select all of them and I reduce the decimal by going to number group. At number group, we select decrease decimal. And the decimal is decreased to 0. Did you get that one right? Pilisi,
Yes.
where are you? Are you cool with that? Pili? Pili,
Yes,
you're
I'm
fine.
good.
You're good.
Yes, I'm fine, ma'am.
You are fine.
Yes.
Are you all fine with this one?
Yes.
Anyone who needs clarification? Mukangi? Mukangi, welcome.
Welcome, ma'am.
Afi?
I'm not.
Okay, now listen. Now the
I'm not ready yet.
going to get average. Check instead of going to auto sum, king, going to auto sum, we go to the formula bar and we go and insert the function at insert. Check if I click on the fx for insert function, I get all the functions, right? And among them, check on under the category that says most recently used function. I get sum, I've got average, I've got if, hyperlink, max, and sin. But the question is, what if the function that I was looking for is not on the list? Check, there's a place here it says type a brief description of what you want to do with, and then click and go, right? So if I want average, I select average, and it goes and find the average, right? After finding average, I click on OK. Then Excel automatically selects the range for me. But in this case, conveniently, the range is fine. But to change it to be exactly correct, we change it from B3 to B7. Remember, our name starts at row number 3 up to row number 7 in column B. So it's B3 to B7. This we call it a range. Okay. Then we click OK. And to calculate for the rest for test 2 and 3, I use the mouse, I click on the fill handle, and I go ahead and do that. That's it. We got the average. Now, if you want to know who got the lowest in test 1, Susie, you know you got the lowest, but we use the function mean. It said, let's pray that it won't happen, Susie. Okay, we use mean, right? Now the function mean is a statistical function. It will return a lowest number in a list. Now, let's take for example, the list was longer than this. We only have 5 students in this class, for example. But what if we had thousands of students in this class? What if we had thousands of students? Check. We go to fx, average. Now check. When we are calculating average up there, the last time, everything was fine. Check. I even chose an incorrect function because I didn't choose the function that I wanted to use. Did you see that? So we must go back. We go to fx. Now, in this one, we want which function? Mean. Mean is not on this list. Do you see that? So I must search for it. I must search for mean and click go and find the function mean. You see that? Then after getting mean, we click OK. In the next step, the name of the function is correct, is mean. But look, with the if your function is immediately after the numbers, your range by luck is automatically correct. You see that? But this time the range is not correct. It says B9. You want the mean in B in the average? No, isn't it? We want the mean of this list, isn't it? We want to return a minimum from this list, so we select the list, shift arrow key down, then I've selected my list. Then the range is different. You see that? I changed the range by just using the mouse. Do you notice that? So the correct range is B3 to B7. Now note that in your range, your first cell address and the last cell addresses are separated by colon. Do you see that? Then we click OK. Then we have mean. You are all fine with this one. Question? No question. So we hold down the mouse, we drag. Done. That's mean. Now the next item we want to get max. Max is a statistical function. It will return a highest figure in the list. As you can see from the list, who got the highest? Please, but then we not just type 95 here, but we also go to fx, we insert the function, we look for the function max, and when we found the function max, the range, we look, first check if the range is correct. The range says B9 to B10, which is not correct. So we must change the range from B2 to 7. I made a mistake by clicking enter. So I'm going to change that. Click from the first one, shift the arrow keys down and press enter. And we use the arrow keys to select yeah. Don't catch there. And then we also change there. We got it. This is one of the exercises you are asked to do on your blackboard. So it's completed. Did you all manage to do this one? Or you're busy? King,
Yes, ma'am.
you just watching. Are you done
Yeah.
already? You're done.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Pili, Siwe, are you done?
Almost done, ma'am.
Thank you.
Almost done.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now, in ICT skills, that is not how we calculate your final mark. So I'm going to insert a row. Watch how I insert a row. If I point on the row name 3, and I right click, and I click on insert, a row is inserted. Did you get that one? Must I redo it?
Please redo it.
Okay, Control Z. Check. I select. Check. I'm not clicking on Pilisiwe, right? But I click on the 3 of row 3. Do you see that? Even my pointer changes to a black
Yes.
arrow pointer. Do you see that? If I click, it selects the
Yes.
entire row. Then I right click on the mouse and I click
Yes.
insert. A row is inserted. You got it? Now check. In ICT
Yes.
skills, we take 25% of test 1 and we take 35% of test 2. We also take 40% of the last test and we calculate the final mark. You got it? So now your final mark,
Yes.
I'll calculate it in this row. Now calculating the final mark to take 25% of 1. Check. Your formula or function, it always starts with an equal sign. So I'm going to start with the equal sign. Please just position yourself first so that we all do it together. Are you positioned? Are you all at the right place? Make sure that you are in the last row and you are in the first row where we calculate Pilisiwe's marks. Right? So if equal
Yes.
sign, we take Pilisiwe's mark, then we multiply. Check. Remember, on your numeric keypad, the asterisk is multiplication. So we multiply test 1 by the 25%. You are okay with that? And check B3. B3, when I copy the formula, remember when you copy the formula, some magic happens. So I'm going to change B3 to this. It's shift, no, it's F4. I don't know. On your keyboard, if this is in brown, so you must press the brown key and F4. I don't know how your keyboard looks like.
Okay.
Otherwise, it must be a $sign in front of the B and a $sign in front of the 3. I don't know if you got that one. Did you catch that one? My battery is low. I have to move, guys. My battery is just low. I have to move. Okay, now we add the 25% to test 2. We multiply it by the 35%. And I also do the same. I F4. If I F4, check. There's a dollar in front of the C and a dollar in front of the 3. I'm going to explain that. Plus, and we multiply this as well by the 40%, which is in cell D3. And I fix that. Guys, the dollar signs there, they fix in the address so that when I copy the formula, check, this is what's going to happen. When I copy this formula, if I'm going to row 5, B4 is going to change to 5, C4 is going to change to C5, D4 is going to change to D5, right? But B3 must remain the same. C3 must remain the same. That's what 35% is. And D3 must remain the same. That's where 40% is. Okay, I'm going to press enter and I'm going to go back and copy the formula. There. And I also decrease the decimal to 0. This way. I'm going to show formulas here. Now check, when I show this formula, do you see what's happening here? Before, when I copy the formula, it changes to 5, 6, 7, but B3 remains the same. C4 changes to 5, to 6, to 7, to 8, but C3 remains the same. And the same applies to D4. D4 changes to D5, to D6, to D7. Now these two references, we call the other one a relative reference, the other one a fixed reference. B3 is a fixed reference. It must not change when you copy the formula. But B4 is a relative reference. It changes with the direction that I'm taking. If I'm copying down the rows, the row number changes. If I'm copying across the column number will change. You get it? That's a relative reference. You have it, you understand that? We all got it right.
Yes.
King,
Yes, ma'am.
you are cool.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm good.
And that's it. So if you know how to do this, we now need to now represent these on the chart. Can you do it? Are you ready? Pilisiwe?
Yes, ma'am.
Pilisiwe?
I'm ready, ma'am.
son. Okay. Grandchildren also teach Excel. Okay, now check. Check what I do. I select the data that I want to show on the chart first. Check, my data doesn't include. You all select the data that you want to chart. Let's select from A2 minus A2 up to D8. I'm not sure if your range is the same as mine, but this is the data that you are going to chart. Please, you first select it, then you go to insert. Yes, done. It's done. It's done. Then we go to chart, and you select the chart. There's my chart. Okay, my chart has got a legend with a blue for test 1, with a red for test 2, with a green for test 3. You see it? Now, when your chart immediately appears, you get a total new ribbon for your chart. Number 1, do you all get a chart? Is your chart in? Get a, where are you? Is your chart in?
Yes.
Okay. Check on top there. There's chart design and the layout. Now out there, we are either able to add the chart title, we are able to change the axis, we are able to position the legend. Check, the legend can go to the right, can go on top, can go on left, at the bottom. We can also add data labels. I prefer data labels when we are using. I prefer data labels when we are using a pie chart. Okay. Let's position the legend on the left because it's on the right. There's my legend now on the left. And let's also add the chart title, test marks above the chart. We label it test marks. We put the right icon. This is test calculator. Change it to test marks. Yes. Okay, there's test mark. There's your legend. And because we have included the row labels, there's the first item is for Pilisiwe, then it's for Afi, then it's for consultant, for King, and for Sudan. And you can see who's the highest performer there. You see that? King is the highest performer, but because of the one of the tests that is not done, something's not right there. Do you see that? And our chart, we can move it to the new sheet by going to design, and we say select move chart, and the chart we move it to the new sheet, and we label it test marks. So we have test marks, then we click OK. Then my sheet is on a new sheet, total new sheet. You have it. Did you all get this?
Yes.
not
Guys, if you
really
can
know.
do this
Yes,
one,
ma'am.
please do the next exercise. I'll communicate on WhatsApp which exercise to do. I'll send it on your WhatsApp. And guys, the copy of this is on on YouTube. But you saw that the quality of the thing is not going to be good because you are communicating and there's a lot of interruption in between. But in any case, you have a copy of this exercise on YouTube for today. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching and attending my
What's the name
class.
of the channel?
Pardon?
What's the name of the channel?
Okay,
My
ma'am.
channel is in my name. I'm Felistim Reiki, so that's the name of the channel.
Okay.
I didn't name it anything fancy because I'm only dumping all my
Okay, ma'am.
YouTube stuff that I do in class. That's all. But I'll share that copy on your WhatsApp group as well. You'll get it just now.
Okay.
Guys, enjoy
Okay.
the rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.